Here are my biggest regrets of buying my first property at 23.
You're too young for that stuff.
My property was listed at $500,000. This was at the time I was 2 years out of school,
You think you're too cool for school?
working a job. I was currently making about $110,000 a year. And a bidding war ended up happening. And it was just between me and a few other people constantly bidding on this property. And it actually ended up going over $600,000. So we went almost 100 grand over asking price. And the mortgage and condo fees, maintenance and electricity is currently costing me about $4,000 a month. So that is quite a bit of money, especially for someone just straight out of school. It's only been a year or two. I didn't have much of a saving. And honestly, even the down payment that I had, it was my stock portfolio that I had built up over the last 2 to 3 years. And I had to completely liquidate it. It went from literally, I think I had it up to like 100 grand to zero in a matter of seconds. And I mean, that was a bit heartbreaking.
I feel sorry for you.
Because generally, like, I like investing. I like the idea of being able to put in my money into stocks and watching the charts. But yeah, I have to give that up to be able to invest. But that's not why I regret buying the property, actually. Also, in hindsight, having to liquidate my stock portfolio was a good thing because there were two issues. I was heavily invested with margin. So my portfolio was about 100 grand, but I think I was invested in almost 300 to 400 grand worth of stocks.
You are fucking dreaming.
So the market crashed shortly after that, and I dodged a massive bullet by liquidating. So you know what? Not everything is bad in the story.
Yes, it is.
But my main concerns and main regrets with buying this property was I can't just quit my job and focus on a business. When you have like $100,000 to $200,000 cushion and not as much burn because you're not constantly paying for your mortgage, maintenance fees and whatnot, you have 6 months to a year or maybe even more to focus on your business and scale things up from there. I'm one of those persons of very much entrepreneurial mindset, and I constantly like to build and break things and rebuild and scale. That's what I love doing. Even this YouTube channel, I treat it as a business, and I have a bunch of other projects that are ongoing. And so I can't just sit down and focus on any of them full time. I can't just sit down and focus my entire energy and effort into them because I constantly need to be having a full-time job to be able to support my lifestyle on top of building these businesses. So that's one of the main concerns. And then the other one is that it's stress and anxiety that comes with owning a property. So the constant having to pay for the mortgage, pay for the maintenance fee, pay for all that.
Somebody just kill me.
Just something that's in the back of your head and it grows over time. And you aren't able to take new opportunities. You'll see very, very good opportunities come up. You'll see some cheap land that you can go in and build some sort of, multiple properties and huge turnaround. But yeah, you see all these opportunities come up. Opportunities are everywhere. There's a shiny pebble everywhere, everywhere you look. And you can't invest into any of that because you're locked in. You're locked in for almost 3 to 5 years. So it sucks. It really sucks watching all these different opportunities come up, and then you just have to go get your full-time job and just pay it. Like, this is the average lifestyle of a Canadian. We're just constantly trying to pay off our debts. That's pretty sad to think about.
When you say it like that, yeah, it sounds really sad.
So you got to shift your mindset from thinking short-term, thinking like how to get rich quick, which is actually a good thing. Changing your mindset from short-term to like long-term horizons of thinking from 3 to 5 years to even a decade, and giving yourself time to be able to make money is a good thing, but you have to have that mindset shift. And for the longest time I didn't. So I think for the first year to 2 years that I owned my property, it was constantly boggling me down. My brain was literally filled with like all these ideas and things I want to do, but I couldn't because I had to wait 3 to 5 years before I get out of this property. Or maybe like, I don't know, maybe I'll have enough money saved up to quit my job and pay for the property for the next year or so. So yeah, I mean, it is a good thing to change your mindset. Lack of safety net and unstable job market. This one's important. So most of my income for the longest time, obviously now I'm making a lot more, so I'll have a bigger cushion, but for the longest time with $110,000 salary after taxes, I don't think you have much left over. 4 grand is going to property and all that stuff, and then the remaining, I think you have like an extra 3 or 4 grand remaining. About half of that is going to like travel, leisure, food, clothes. Toronto is expensive, man. It's crazy. $110,000 is not enough to survive these days.
What the hell?
And this unstable job market. I mean, the job market was good for like a little while, but obviously the pandemic was very inconsistent. There were times where the job market was good, and there were times the job market was absolutely terrible. Which, again, could be a good thing, right? You're not getting complacent because you absolutely cannot, because the job market's just going everywhere, and you have certain responsibilities you have to maintain, so you always got to be on your toes. But yeah, that's something to think about. And obviously, you have to give this up. Unable to live the digital nomad lifestyle, owning a property practically grounds you, because when you're renting, you just end your lease, fuck off to like Indonesia or in Bali or something, and then live the digital nomad lifestyle if your job's fully remote, and you can do all of that. But when you're constantly having to pay that recurring mortgage, you can't just justify renting something in Indonesia, because you have to also consider your mortgage costs into your living expenses.
Indonesia 58, Tibet.
It's not as simple as just moving out, living in a cheaper country and living like a king, because at the end of the day, half your money is going to your mortgage, if not more. So it really grounds you. So you have to think about if like, is this where you want to settle, and is this what you want to do before you make that jump? So yeah, I have a lot of regrets with my property, but I also have a lot of positives. And I think that honestly, the pros outweigh the cons. I have my own property. I get to do whatever the fuck I want. No one tells me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. Shh.
The property will appreciate in value over 5 years, so I will make a bit of a return from that. So maybe not as much as the stock market, but again, maybe I would have wiped out in the stock market for all we know. So at least this is more stable and safe. And yeah, I mean, I haven't like regrets, but again, what is life without regrets? And you can live life and claim, oh yeah, I'll have no regrets, but like you're just lying to yourself. Like there are certain things you will regret, but that's fine, that's okay. You live with it and you move on. And next time you come into that conclusion or decision, you'll know better. And you'll know that like, okay, I'm going into this knowing Y and Z is gonna happen, and that's okay. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.